Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. We are jumping straight into a super practical roadmap for digital creators today. We're unpacking KRIT Academy's comprehensive course, the complete 2026 guide to Android app reskinning. Look, whether you're a computer science student wanting to beef up your portfolio, a total beginner, or a digital entrepreneur hunting for that next big project, this Explainer is literally built for you. We're going to walk through exactly how to take a project from absolutely zero all the way to a live money-making application on Google Play. So let's tackle the elephant in the room right away. We all know that coding an entire mobile app from scratch is, well, it's a massive headache. It takes forever, and honestly, it's the #1 roadblock that stops beginners dead in their tracks. So how do you get around that? How do you actually get a professional, functional app into the store without spending months writing thousands of lines of base code? Well, the secret is exactly what we're exploring today.
Here is our roadmap for today's Explainer. We're going to cover Welcome to App Reskinning, setting up your foundation, customizing your application, monetizing with Google AdMob, publishing to Google Play, and finally, launching your digital business.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Welcome to App Reskinning.
So, what exactly is app reskinning? Within the KRIT Academy framework, it is a completely standard, 100% legitimate industry practice. Basically, you're taking an existing, legally reusable Android project and you're making it your own. You modify the code, tweak the design, and swap out the assets to create something totally unique. It's kind of like flipping a house, right? You're taking a solid, pre-built foundation and renovating the interior and exterior so it becomes your own distinct property.
But let's be crystal clear about something, because this is absolutely crucial. Reskinning does not mean copying someone else's app. Illegal copying is straight up stealing, and Google's ban hammer is swift and unforgiving. Legal reskinning, on the other hand, means you're using source code and assets that you have actually licensed and have the legal right to use. You're fundamentally respecting software licenses, following Google Play's policies, and playing by AdMob's rules. You are building on a permitted framework, not ripping off someone's hard work. Moving right along to Section 2, Setting up your foundation. Now, this requires a bit of a mindset shift. If you're coming into this thinking you'll just lazily change a few lines of code and call it a day, you're really missing the bigger picture. KRIT Academy points out that the true goal here is to understand the whole mobile development ecosystem. You aren't just modifying a file, you are stepping into the shoes of a creator to build a living, breathing mobile project from start to finish. To pull that off, you need a highly structured workflow. It all starts with GitHub to manage and back up your work. From there, you'll jump into Android Studio. That's going to be your primary workspace. Once your project is imported, the actual reskinning happens. After that comes the business side with AdMob integration, followed by generating your technical package, which is called an AAB file. And finally, you hit Google Play Publishing. It's a very clear step-by-step ladder to success.
Okay, on to Section 3, Customizing your application.
Now for the fun part. Once your licensed project is in Android Studio, you get to give it a personality. By tweaking these specific elements, you transform a totally generic template into your specific vision. You'll change the app's name to match your brand, swap in a custom logo and icon, which, by the way, is usually the user's first impression, so make it pop. You'll update color palettes, text, swap out default images for your licensed ones, and adjust the layout. This is where the app truly becomes yours. But hold on a second. Before you go any further, you have got to test everything you just customized. And I mean constantly. The KRIT Academy framework explicitly highlights that rigorous testing is an absolute must. You can't just rely on the software emulators on your computer screen. You need to load your customized app onto actual physical Android smartphones. Why? Because you need to make sure the colors look right on a real screen, the buttons actually work under a real finger, and the whole experience is completely bug-free.
Let's talk money in Section 4, Monetizing with Google AdMob.
Creating an app is awesome, sure, but monetizing it, that turns it into a true business. By integrating Google AdMob, you can bring in revenue through a few different formats. There are banner ads that just sit quietly at the top or bottom, interstitial ads, which are those full-screen ads that pop up at natural transition points, and rewarded ads, where a user might watch a quick video to get an in-app bonus. But listen to me carefully on this. You must strictly use test ads while you're in the development phase. If you click your own live ads, it violates AdMob policies and you could lose your entire account before you even launch. No joke.
And that brings us to Section 5, Publishing to Google Play.
This is your final sprint on the launchpad. After all your customizing and testing, you'll generate a final release version of your app. Then you create an AAB file. That stands for Android App Bundle, which is Google's modern standard format.
Next up, you prep a killer store listing with great screenshots and descriptions. You configure everything in the Google Play console, run any required pre-publication tests, and then you hit publish. Just like that, your app is officially live to millions of potential users around the world.
Finally, Section 6, launching your digital business.
What's brilliant about this reskinning workflow is just how adaptable it is. Different creators can take this exact same foundation and target completely different, highly profitable niches. A computer science student might push out useful mobile utilities. A total beginner could find incredible success launching fun quizzes or daily motivation apps. Meanwhile, a seasoned digital entrepreneur might go all in on education or productivity tools. The technical steps are identical, but the business applications, they are totally limitless.
Here is a secret, though. The moment you hit publish on Google Play isn't the finish line. It's actually the start of an ongoing cycle for your new business. You went from an idea through development, customization, testing, monetization, and publication. But that final step, improvement, that's where the real magic happens. You listen to user feedback, refine your ad placements, update your assets, and push out updates. It's a continuous loop of learning and innovating.
So, that leaves us with the ultimate question. Now that you're armed with this complete 2026 roadmap from KRIT Academy, knowing exactly how you can legally license a project, customize it safely, rigorously test it, monetize it with AdMob, and push it live, what idea are you going to bring to life? What niche are you going to conquer first? The barrier to entry has literally never been lower. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer today. Now get out there and start building your digital business.